We're back here at the NRA National Firearms Museum here at NRA headquarters. I'm with Logan Metesh, Firearms Specialist for the NRA Museums. And Logan, we're kind of just gave this an impromptu theme of some really cool stuff. Now, looking at this firearm, I'm thinking I'm moving to this is some really crazy stuff. Please tell us, what is this?
Yeah, so cool, crazy, they're not mutually exclusive. So you've heard of the Colt Single Action Army, right?
Of course, yes.
And of course you've heard of the Taurus Judge revolver,
yes,
right?
Yep.
Well, this is a precursor to that. Someone decided that they wanted to go big, but no one made big at that time. And so what they did is they took this Single Action Army and they cut the frame and took the cylinder and stuck an extra frame on the front of it and an extra cylinder on the front of it, and then welded and brazed it all back together. And so you can actually fit a 410 shot shell in this thing. So something that was originally designed for a black powder 4440 cartridge, they're shooting a 410 shotgun shell out of it. Cool design, but I haven't found anyone who's willing to shoot it.
Yeah, we were talking about that. You've shot a few things around here, including the, what was that thing called, the Nitro Express?
Oh yeah,
down on range?
The 600 Nitro Express, yeah.
And you were okay with doing that, but you don't want to get near this thing on the range.
Right, because at least I know that the 600 Nitro was professionally made and assembled.
What, this is not professional to you? What's wrong with you?
I think you and I have different definitions of the word professional. I think this guy was a professional tinkerer.
Yeah, I think
so. But it's a really cool design. We've obviously never seen anything like it. And that's saying something for us, because we see some really interesting stuff come around here and through the galleries.
Right. So Logan, tell me how, and just what I love about the NRA Firearms, the museums, there's stuff from, we're surrounded by some of the most rare and valuable firearms, and then there's stuff like this, which I'm not diminishing. I think this is crazy.
Right.
But how does this kind of firearm find its way to the NRA Museum?
Well, that's one of those things where someone contacted us and said, I have this gun, and they described it, and we went, what? And so then we see pictures of it.
Is this a crank call?
Right, and then you see pictures of it, and again, you're like, what? We gotta have it, because we do have cases of things that are weird and wacky. There's one in Peterson sitting right behind us. There's another one further in the museum. You gotta have the weird and wacky, especially because this is an antique precursor to the 410 shot shell revolvers that you see today.
Right, and we do, a more serious note, talk a lot about how much technology and innovation involves in firearms, and people are out doing this kind of stuff. And we've talked about that before when you and I've talked in the past, how the kind of builds, the technology and the legacy builds on top of each other.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Now, I'm not wanting to say that this specifically is what Taurus was modeling their gun after, because I sincerely hope no one modeled their gun after this.
They'll never admit to it anyway.
Yeah, so this, this is in an era before legal departments and things of that nature.
So what is when was this thing this Frankenstein put together?
Yeah, so all of the serial numbers are a mishmash, obviously, because they took different parts of guns and smashed them together. But it is a 19th century single action army, is what all of its pieces came from. And to make the collectors watching us cringe, the original frame on the gun is actually a U.S. martially marked gun. And so someone took a wonderful martially marked single action army and hacked it up and turned it into, as you said, a Frankenstein gun.
That is just crazy. Now, where does that fit in? What display is it here at the museum? Where is it?
This definitely fits in our weird and wacky display. All sorts of unusual designs, things that made it to market, things that didn't make it to market, but they all have one thing in common. Someone with more enthusiasm and imagination than actual common sense looked at the design and went, yeah, that'll work. Let's do that.
This is awesome.
Right.
So how do we see this firearm here?
So it's here at the National Firearms Museum in Fairfax, Virginia. If you can't make it to us in person, check us out, NRAmuseums.com, all of our different social media channels. So we got everybody covered here.
Awesome. Logan Metesh, great, wild, wacky stuff, as Carson used to say, wild, wacky, crazy stuff here on Curator's Corner. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, John.